Hey Midland, it's Kevin here with Midland Government Television, and welcome to What's Up in the City Planning Edition. That's right, we've kind of took the What's Up in the City brand and we've expanded to Planning Commission meetings. So normally you see Selena beside me. Now this isn't Selena. This is Grant Marshall. He's the Planning Director for the City of Midland, and we're here to talk to you a little bit about our most recent Planning Commission meeting. Now at our most recent Planning Commission meeting, we had a couple items on new business. One of those was a joint effort between the city and the county, and that's the county's hazard mitigation plan, is that correct? Mm-hmm. And then we also had a little bit of feedback on our recent Midtown Neighborhood Design Workshop, and we listened to some stuff that people in those neighborhoods had to say about the Midtown neighborhood and the future of that neighborhood. But today we're actually going to talk a little bit about a public hearing that was on our most recent agenda. So Grant, what was that?
Right, so that was Shelterhouse and their new facility that they're proposing over off of Waldo Avenue, right at the intersection of Eastlawn Drive and Waldo Avenue. And their agent, which is Three Rivers Construction, was there last night representing them and talked a lot about their new facility and the exciting things that they're wanting to do. It's a single-story building. It'll have transitional housing and supportive services and social service administrative offices. And they'll move all of their operations into that location. And that's the proposal, and we're pretty excited about it. It sounds like it's a very great thing for that organization that works with a lot of vulnerable people within the community.
Oh. So I know they talked about transitional housing, and that might be a question of some of the Midland community. How does transitional housing affect the neighbors in that specific area or near that intersection?
Sure, so transition by its nature is really kind of that stepping stone between one living situation to another, hopefully more permanent living situation. And so Shelterhouse works with victims, of course, of domestic violence and sexual assault. And so they're really wanting to provide a housing environment that allows for a safe and secure and warm place for a lot of times single women or women with children that they can go and be able to work through a healing process and then ultimately get into a better permanent situation. So it's a great thing to have at that facility, and some of the design features that they've included within the floor plan are really intended to allow for a better environment for them than what they have currently.
Okay, so now I understand this was recommended by the Planning Commission. That doesn't necessarily mean approved, though. What's the next step for this particular venture by Shelterhouse and Three Rivers?
Yeah, so what the Planning Commission did last night is form a unanimous recommendation to City Council, but the city's zoning ordinance requires that site plans like this actually go in front of City Council for final approval. And so that is going to be on City Council's agenda this Monday.
Awesome. So if you want to learn anything else about this particular public hearing or anything about those two items of new business that we spoke about earlier, you can always watch replays of Planning Commission meetings on the city's website, cityofmidlandmi.gov, as well as on Midland Government Television. And if you'd much rather listen to this particular meeting, MGTV has recently began our own podcast channel, available on any of your favorite podcast providers, where you can hear Planning Commission meetings as well as City Council meetings.